Hey YouTube, it's Anthony again with here in my office. Decided to make another video. I'm making some frequent uploads now, just because I had something to talk about with Zillow. I called today. I called Zillow to ask them how much time is left in my contract. It was a 6-month contract, and I knew we are coming up towards the end of it. And they said you only have until the 28th of this month, so in March. And what is it, March 24th, something like that. So there's only 4 more days left of it. And he said if I didn't call them, it would have auto renewed on a month to month basis, which I didn't know. So I'm glad I knew that and it didn't get extended another month. But my experience has been all altogether it's been negative. Um, I wasn't put in the zip codes that I wanted because they were the only zip codes that were available, and I took those zip codes anyway, and they said, you'll get calls, you'll get action, it'll be worth it. And a lot of phone calls. I got a lot of phone calls. Probably some days, there might be days where you only get 1 or 2 phone calls, but there were days where I get 4 or 5 phone calls. And I was as best as I could with picking up the phone. I didn't answer all the calls. So some people might say if you answered all the calls, you might have had better success. Well, uh, truth is that life gets in the way sometimes, and you can't always be available to talk to a client on your phone. So, but I did answer most of the calls, more than 50%. And like I said, they came in every day, so there were a lot of them. And the one thing that is true about all the calls is the buyers weren't really serious. They we even got I got a person even to the point of saying she wanted to make an offer, and I wrote up the offer letter, and I wrote up all the contracts, and it took hours, and then she never signed the contract herself, never talked to me again. And then she sent a letter to my brokerage saying that she's not interested in being in this contract anymore and to terminate it, the buyer agent tenancy agreement. So, I had signed up maybe 5 or 6 people with agency agreements for me to be their exclusive real estate agent, but none of those people ever were serious enough to go through with the purchase of a home. And I would have to say 80% of the calls were people that weren't pre-approved yet. So the rule of thumb we have at United Real Estate is unless they're pre-approved, we're not going to take you through the house. And they're working outside, and it's making a lot of noise. But so most people are not pre-approved. Most people that say they're going to get pre-approved, you never hear from again. So I would deal with these kinds of calls day in and day out. And a lot of calls too, you'd think it was a good lead, and then they would hang up the phone or they would drop the call, and you can't hear from them anymore. And I'm going to move. So it really is frustrating when you're paying what I'm paying, and I'll get to that too. I was paying $510 a month for these phone calls. And I said to my wife, I'm like, Jesus, for all this money I'm spending, this isn't that great of a result. We're not really meeting with serious people. So I made the decision not to renew it. And what I'm going to be doing as a new real estate agent who has yet to have his first sale, I'm probably going to do door hangers again and try to do some networking and do some individual marketing on Facebook and on the internet. So that's what I'm going to try to do in lieu of having the Zillow calls, because the Zillow calls never turned into anything. And like I said, I had 2 zip codes in Philadelphia, and I paid about $300 for one and $200 something for the other one. So it was a total of $500 a month for those calls. So you're paying a lot of money for people who are not necessarily serious, who are not necessarily pre-approved, and it really led to no success. So for 6 months, I took these calls, and I never sold a house. I only, and in fact, I only had a couple showings. I did have showings of houses, maybe 5 or 6, where we saw some homes. But again, those people faded away and didn't want to see any more homes and were not interested. So what can I do? So that's what leads. So that's why I say Zillow leads, thumbs down. Not going to do it again. It cost me a total of $2,500, and I'm not going to get that back because we didn't result in any sales. There's still 4 more days of calls. If I get a serious buyer, I'll let you guys know. But so far, that's how it shook out. And they are replacing a electric pole outside and breaking up concrete with a jackhammer. So I can't hear myself talk anymore. So I'm going to end this video. But thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more information and more here in my office. Smash that like button, please.